Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing a deck profile of a deck that I have never profiled on the channel before. And I have always wanted to do it, but I have never gotten around to doing a deck profile for it. And that is Crystal Beast. With the new support that recently came out, I put the deck together and had a lot of fun playing it. Now there's different ways you can run Crystal Beast. I'm not a Crystal Beast expert by any imagination, but I've played the deck enough with the new support, and I played the deck, and originally I had the deck for years, but I started picking up all the cards and copies of 3-ofs back when the Crystal Beast Pendulums and the Trap card were announced, hoping that they would come out eventually, and they still haven't come out yet, and we're in the Vrains era, and I keep wondering where the heck those cards are at. But still, beside the point, I know the deck fairly well. So without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile. There's two main ways that I've seen Crystal Beast be played a lot lately. You have the Fusion variation, which I'm running, and then you have the Crystal Beast Abundance Turbo build, quote-unquote. That is another way that you can play the deck. That way, I would say, is a little bit more of a competitive way to play the deck. And if you want to take it into a tournament setting, Crystal Beast, I would say you go with sort of a kind of an Abundance Turbo build with Crystal Tree and some other cards. But if you're going for just to play Crystal Beast for fun, which, I mean, it's Crystal Beast for Pete's sake, then I would suggest running it similar to mine, if maybe changing a couple card ratios here and there. So let's get into the deck profile, guys, now. So first we have our 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, the heart and soul, the best Crystal Beast monster. I've always hoped that we get eventually some better Crystal Beast monsters, but you can search this guy out now very easily, and you can set up your spell and trap cards in your back row pretty quickly now, thanks to Crystal Bond. Because of Crystal Bond, this card has become pretty much a copy of it. You have 6 copies of this, including Crystal Bond as being your other 3 copies, so you can easily search this out and set up your back row. So 3 Sapphire Pegasus. This is not high rarity Crystal Beast, but I have a lot of the cards in holos. Next we have your 3 Ruby Carbuncle. Carbuncle we run as a 3-of. For many years I would have always said run double Carbuncle, but now that we're able to turbo out stuff a lot more easier from our back row, I would say 3 Carbuncle is the way to go nowadays. So 3 Ruby Carbuncle helps, you know, bring things out from your back row. Pretty short and sweet. 2 Topaz Taggers. Hopefully one day we get better Crystal Beast monsters. That is my hope and my prayer, because besides Carbuncle and Pegasus and Topaz, I guess, there's not that many good monsters. Like Pegasus is the shining best one, and everything else is like it gets worse and worse as we go down the tree to some degree. Topaz Tagger, though, is nice for beating over certain things. You can equip it sometimes with Crystal Release, I believe it is. Is that the card I run? Yeah, Crystal Release, to have it as a big beater on the field. So that is nice to have. But besides that, not much more else to write home about it. Next we run 2 Cobalt Eagle. Cobalt Eagle is, the only reason you run Cobalt Eagle is because it is a wind attribute and a level 4. So number 1, that helps you go for rank 4 plays. Number 2, it helps you go for Chidori, which Lightning Chidori in the deck is amazing because it's a pretty damn good card still. So Lightning Chidori is your main, it's a wind attribute to go along with your Sapphire Pegasus. So you have 2 Chidori, or Cobalt Eagle, excuse me. Next we run some 1-ofs. Now the reason we run these 1-ofs, which they're really, you don't want to draw them. You want to go them off with the trap card, and they're not garnets per se, but they're not that great. You run this because you need to have more targets for your trap card, Ultimate Crystal Magic. Now, hopefully one day we get better monsters. I'm hoping that happens one day down the road. We at least get 1 or 2 decent Crystal Beast monsters. But their effects are okay. This is a 17 beater, a level 4, helps you go for rank 4 plays. These 2, the best you can go for is go for rank 3 plays along with your Carbuncle after you go off with Carbuncle. So they're useful in that aspect. But you don't want more than 1 of these 3. So Those are just to help you off your trap card per se. Next we run 2 Ghost Ogre. You can run Ghost Ash, whatever you want to run for your hand trap lineup. Hand traps really work well in this deck because you're using your back row for your ability, I guess, of Crystal Beast monsters to be in your back row. So you really can't use, you know, staple traps and quick play spells as well in this deck. So hand traps are a blessing because they allow you to do things with your hand to stop your opponent's plays. So I like the 2 Ghost Ogre. You could run 3 of it, or you could run 3 Ghost Ash. It's up to you. But hand traps are really helpful in the deck because you can't run generic traps that well in the deck. Next we run your 3 Crystal Bonds, which is an amazing card. And can I tell you guys, this artwork looks so freaking cute, and it's so awesome. I love the artwork. It's a great card. And then we run 3 Crystal Rainbow Bridge. Another great card to have for the deck. Thank you, Konami, for printing these cards. These cards are amazing. So Crystal Bonds is a searcher. Allows you to set up back row with your Crystal Beast monsters, and this helps search out for your spell and traps. So you can easily get to those plays once you've gone off. So great cards in the deck, as 3 ofs of each for sure. Now, people always debate some of these ratios, so we'll talk about them a little bit. 3 Crystal Beacon. I like it as a 3 of. Some people don't. Special summon Crystal Beast monsters from your deck, as long as you have 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your back row, something of that nature. But some people like it as a 2 of, and I understand that, but I prefer 3 of. 3 Crystal Promise. I've seen people not liking this card over the years, and I understand it, but I honestly agree. It's kind of, I know DZ was doing his deck profile not that long ago. I kind of agree. It's kind of like a Monster Reborn for your back row. You could get away with running 2 of it, but from play testing recently and seeing how the deck has changed from what it had before the, and playing the deck prior to the new support coming out and after the support comes out, the new support came out, I agree that 3 of is definitely a staple of this card in the deck. So definitely 3 Crystal Promise in the deck. I like it. Next we have your 2 Crystal Blessing, excuse me, not 3 of. This card, I like it as a 2 of. I would say back in the day maybe you ran it as a 1 of, but nowadays definitely a 2 of in the deck. And I like it like that. Next we have your 1 Crystal Abundance. If you're running Crystal Abundance Turbo, you pretty much run the same spell lineup, and you take out the ones that you're not going to run. So, for example, if you wanted to play it more competitively, and I agree with this, you take out your bad Crystal Beast monsters. You take out these 3, you run 1 as a double Abundance, 1 as a Crystal Tree, and then maybe another Ghost Ash or a Ghost Ogre as the other card. So that's how you would run that ratio. So if you're running a Abundance Turbo, which really before the new support came out was not consistent at all, though it was the most powerful build out there, I would say. But now with the new support, it's a lot more consistent. So I like the double Abundance if you're going for a Turbo version of the deck. But personally, I like playing it for fun. You can definitely run it as a 1 of in the deck in this build. 1 rare value, you don't want to run more of it, but it's a nice card to have as a 1 of for your draw power. Your 1 Crystal Release, it allows you to beef up some of your Crystal Beast monsters and get over things, which is nice. Crystal Tree is just going to get better with time, it seems like, but 1 Crystal Tree is what I like to run. You can run more of if you like to, but 1 Crystal Tree. For me, if you're running the Turbo variation, Abundance Turbo, you probably run 2 of that. 2 Rainbow Ruin. I was originally trying out 2 Rainbow Ruin and 1 Terraforming, but Rainbow Ruin, I mean, it used to be such a great, amazing card, field spell card, and as time's gone on, slowly, it's kind of gotten a little worse, and it's still good, but it's not essential to the deck as much as it used to be, per se. I don't know how to phrase it properly, but I like it as a 2 of. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't, and it's just a nice card to have. But more than 2 of, I'm kind of hesitant on. You could run it as a 3 of with a Terraforming, or 2 of with a Terraforming around it, if you wanted to go that route. But I prefer it as a 2 of. That's just me. Next up, we got 1 Regeki, 1 Upstart Goblin, and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn can sometimes get a little bit cloggy, but I do like it to the deck once you get your engine online and start going off. Upstart, more draw power for the deck. Simple as that. And lastly, we run for the main deck, we run 2 Ultimate Crystal Magic. This card helps you go into your big fusion that we run as a 1-of in the deck. So you could technically cut this down to 1-of and run maybe another Ghost Ogre or whatever you wanted to. But I like it as a 2-of because along with my, whatchamacallit, your Crystal Bridge, I believe it is. Yeah, your Crystal Bridge. This allows me to have more consistency in the deck, to see this card as quickly as possible, go off with it, and then go on with my day. So that's why I like it as a 2-of. You want to see it sometimes very early on in the duel, but afterwards you don't want to see it that much. So the second one can sometimes be dead, but I do like it as a 2-of in the deck. That way I can see it quicker. 3-of I'm not too keen on, but 2-of I do like it. So that's just my thoughts on that card. It's a great card, though, if you can go off with it. Next, we have some of my field spell markers, my Pokemon girls, my Lily, my Skyla, and my Winona. I love them. What can I say? They're beautiful. Next, we got the Rainbow Over Dragon. Excuse me. So we run the one Rainbow Over Dragon, which is a really good card. It's pretty much Rainbow Dragon as a fusion. Very, very good card. Pretty decent card. So I like it as a 1-of in the deck. So we run 1 of that. We run the 1 Chidori because you run the wind monsters. We run the 1 Diamond Direwolf because you can pop your Crystal Beast monsters after you go off. So say you went off with Carbuncle and you had a whole bunch of things on the field, you can pop things with your other Crystal Beasts to go off with Diamond Direwolf to pop things on the field. It's nice. 1 Abyss Dweller for your 2 Draco matchup if that's what you're facing against, if you want to take this into some competitive tournament. Your 101, which is just nice to have in certain situations. Your Castel as your other level 4, as well as your number 41 Baguska. We also run the Utopia package, so 1 Utopia and 1 Utopia the Lightning. For your Carbuncle and other level 3s, I do like running the 1 number 20 Giga Brilliant and the 1 Phantom Knight of Break Sword to pop things on the field. It's kind of nice to do. And for our Link monsters, we run 1 Underclock Taker, which is nice to have. 1 Proxy Dragon, which is decent to have. And they help you go up into your Borolo Dragon. And you can still go for your Scaldred, which I never can pronounce his name properly. Sahuja, the Scaldred. So these can help you link up into bigger monsters along if you go off with your plays. So Scaldred, you can go for it. Borolo is what you usually go for, and these help link up into bigger things. But that is the deck profile. It's pretty short and sweet. If you know Crystal Beast, you probably understand somewhat where I'm coming from with the deck. It's a fun deck. There's different ways you can build it. Like I said earlier, there's different ways you can pilot the deck. There's a lot of different ways. You have more competitive builds, but I feel like it's Crystal Beast for Pete's sake. I mean, I'm not trying to win a YCS or regionals with Crystal Beast in 2018. That'd be really hard to do, but it's a fun deck nonetheless, and you can play it in fun casual tournament settings or just for fun with your buddies. Hopefully some of the prices go down at the new spell cards, and hopefully we get the new old support eventually, especially the trap card and the pendulum monsters. That's what I'm really hoping for. They really help the deck out to some degree, a little bit more, and I can't wait for them to eventually come out. I'm hoping they come out in Battles of Legend if they do, the new Battles of Legend set, but we'll have to wait and see. As for hand traps go, guys, you can run whatever you want. You can run Ghost Ogre, and I would say Ghost Ogre and Ghost Ash are where the best way it's going to work for you at the end of the day. You could run Ghost Ashes, Ghost Ogres. Those are the best things. You could run Drill and Locks. I was trying out Evenly Matched online, even though I don't own the card, and it worked out okay. So you could side deck that, and some things of that nature. But your side deck would have to be very picky because of the way Crystal Beasts work in general. But hope you guys enjoy this deck profile. Hope I did the deck justice. I really enjoy playing with the deck, actually. It's really a fun deck to play, actually. It kind of harkens me back to GX era, which was an okay era. But yeah, till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and go Jesse Anderson. We'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you.